Good afternoon, you beautiful brave hearts. You know what? I'd like to talk about something here, and it's called betray or pay. Or, okay, be truthful to yourself and not pay. I'm going to tell you this. If you take a look at the majority of the population, okay, they are dishonoring beliefs. Yes or no? Okay. So we know that a medical doctor is amazing for emergency care. We know that a medical doctor is the third leading cause of death in North America. How many people know that? How many people know that the decisions they make, they are the third leading cause of death? Now, I am not at war with them, so you need to understand that. Okay? It was a doctor that saved my daughter. It was a doctor that saves people every day. But the problem is that what you don't understand is only 1% is what they should be doing. Okay, 99% of what they do, they have no business doing it because, okay, medical doctors are not taught anything about health. They're taught about petroleum. Petroleum is made into drugs. The drugs are dispensed by people like the Rothschilds, the Rockefellers. Okay, the same Bayer aspirin, okay, was the same group that actually created and helped to create the First and Second World War. Yeah, you don't know that? Okay, all right, okay. How many people know that about 80% of everything that they do in your so-called, okay, hospitals, okay, healthcare, was actually created in World War I and World War II at those containment centers. I want to say it that way. But here's the deal. If you're not ready to betray, you will pay. Look at the way the majority of the population thinks, drinks, and eats. Okay? You need to be honorable to yourself. You need to betray dishonoring beliefs that mommy and daddy taught you, that the school taught you, that even religions teach you. Not all of them. I'm not putting everybody into a ball, but every morning I go down here when I'm in Puerto Rico, and I go down to the pool and understand something. I'm telling you that maybe 1 out of 20 people I would call even healthy. 19 out of 20 people are not healthy. These people are betraying themselves, okay? And they don't even know it. They're not even conscious of the betrayal they make with what the things they eat and drink and say and do. Look at the way people talk. What if you were to actually wake up? Look at. You can say this is a pitch or not, but the reality is once somebody takes a whole life coach certification from me, they do not betray themselves anymore, but they do betray the systems out there because the systems were built to betray every human being. You know, this morning I did a one a day earlier in the morning, and I was talking about we have opened up what is called the BHN University, BraveHeart Nation University, and we are able to give a degree away to those people who earn it in biophysics, Indigenous medicine, a doctorate of Indigenous medicine, a doctorate of natural medicine. And these systems out there that are created by the government, but the government has an internal government that works for people like Rothschilds, Rockefellers, and they're trying to tell me what I should do. And then the majority of the population are trying to tell me that I'm fraudulent. Really? Has anybody noticed that your family, your friends, and the majority of the population are actually the walking dead? Has anybody noticed that? Okay. So this morning, I have a lady that was just on, a beautiful lady. She's been following me for 10 years. And she says to me, I need you to do a show on this specific gene that is found in cancer. And I took the time and I called her up. And I said, listen, I will even mention that gene because it doesn't exist. She goes, what do you mean? Of course it exists. No, it does not exist. Okay, so understand this. We change our genetics by what we think, drink, and eat. We change our genetics by the environment, okay, of inside the cell. Now, the environment inside the cell, we know that you can, with a frequency, you can turn cancer on, you can turn it off, you can turn any disease on and off by aligning yourself with frequencies that will create harmony in your body, which means, you know, eating things that are packed with light and high frequency. So she goes, oh my gosh, you're right. Okay. I said, yeah, the medical system is going to take you down this pathway. Every day I have people that will actually call me up and they'll give me a new disease or they'll give me this new short form. Do you know what TTZ305 is? And I'm going, no. And at one time, a long time ago, I would feel a little embarrassed. But are you like, why would I know? Why would I participate in this insanity? You know what? Are you just ready for another million different diseases with code names because you're just too stupid to understand? So they want to make me look stupid. There's nothing stupid about me or about my practitioners because we offer a money-back guarantee. Let me see the hospitals do that. Let me see the pharmaceutical suppliers give you a money-back guarantee that if you don't get the results you want. Let me see most natural health practitioners start giving a money-back guarantee on their consultations and on their therapies like we do. I give a money-back guarantee even on my courses, my certifications, and everything I do. I will not betray myself, and I will not go out trying to attack the systems, but I'm trying to tell you right now, walk away from the systems. Walk away from 80 to 90% of everything that your family tells you. Okay, it'll be rare if somebody's telling you even 10% of truth. Seriously. Take a look at they don't have to do another thing, these psychos. They can kick back and come to Puerto Rico and just go sip on a margarita because guess what? We're all programmed to betray ourselves, okay, and honor and respect them because we're so fearful. And you know what? We don't do any research. Hardly any of us do. I mean, there's people on here right now watching. I know you do. I know you do your research. But I'm talking about the majority of the population. People go, why aren't you talking about other things, Daryl? Well, the reality is I don't know. Tell me why. Why don't you go to the mall today and take a look at what's going on? Now I want you to go watch videos 10 years ago of people walking in around the mall. Then I want you to go 20 years back and then 30 years back. Oh, you don't see the demise of a whole planet of people? Seriously, that's what's going on. So look if you don't want to betray these systems, then you're going to be in trouble. You know what? I didn't think it was possible, but I got kicked off of TikTok until 5:19 tonight. So 19 minutes after 5, I get to go back on TikTok because I mentioned what? I mentioned a couple things. Trust, okay, not having to pay your taxes legally, and they took me down off of TikTok. So the reality is this, even TikTok is going to give me a spanking, okay? Here's the deal. Stop betraying yourself. What would you do if you totally honored and respected yourself today? And what would you do with all of these systems? And understand something. Lori, is this the truth? We went shopping to the mall yesterday. We couldn't find one place to eat in the mall, correct? No. Then we went driving, okay, and we thought we would take a look in that part of San Juan to see if we could find. Did it take us 3 hours to find healthy food? Yeah, we know, yeah. And the reality is that okay, listen to me. I wouldn't have eaten last night, but I didn't eat yesterday. All I did was drink vegetable juice. I did have one blender drink, but that's it, and about 3 quarts of water. And I'll tell you something, I had a lot of mental work yesterday trying to keep working on the app and the world tour and all the platforms and all the lectures we're doing. So, it's like, sometimes I feel like if I don't get something into me, but I'm not going to go and betray myself. My God, I could walk outside. No, I don't even have to walk outside. We came to the hotel. Didn't we drive back to the hotel last night? Yes, we did. Okay, and could we find one thing to eat? No. Okay, and this is a nice hotel. We couldn't find one thing to eat. So then we go outside and we start driving. But this is after we already were driving for an hour and a half. And we thought, well, there's got to be some good food at our hotel and maybe some good salads or something. So the reality is this. Good luck. Just think if I was with family members. You know what they'd say? What's wrong with you? Let's just get something to eat. Let's go eat some non-food. Let's go eat some fake food. Well, I wouldn't do it, okay? I wouldn't do it. I'd rather just have filled up with water last night and then just connect it to my Lionheart breathing, and I wouldn't have eaten. I will not betray myself. I will not do that. And understand, I'm not sure what the game is, because don't think God's coming to save you, so get over that. But the keys have been given to these psychos to actually poison us on all levels. And the game down here is just for you not to betray yourself, but to betray them and rise up. Why can't you rise up? Why don't you go in your cupboards right now, start reading all the labels in there. For one thing, you shouldn't have a bunch of cans, boxes, and bags in there. And the reality is this, really, you don't even know that you're mistreating yourself. Why don't you sit down and take a look at your day, go from the moment you get up in the morning, and then just take a look. You know what? I love coffee. I love to have my coffee every day, and I'm going to do that. And people are going to go, "You drink coffee?" Well, yeah, but I don't. But I don't do all the other things that people do. I definitely don't eat crap. I don't need to stimulate myself, okay, to have fun. I know how to have fun because I love myself. I don't have to go out and drink to go dance. I can dance anywhere, and I will. I'll dance anywhere I want. I'll play anywhere I want. The world is my sandbox. It is not a kitty litter. And it doesn't matter to me what goes on and how many people betray themselves. My job is to be a representation of what I talk about, not fake, like the fake foods, the fake doctors, the fake truth, all of it. God knows I'll probably be kicked off these two platforms too. The reality is that's why I'm building my own platform on BraveHeartNation.com, and it's not up yet, and it's called the Touch app, which you'll be able to come on there, and we can give all the truths we want, and nobody can shut me down. And that will be the gold. And guess what? That's going to cost us, and it's costing us around $250,000. So that's why Lori and I don't have a house. We don't have a condo, because we're putting our money into this. Because guess what? The reality is this. We look for beauty everywhere we go. We don't get consumed, okay, by all the betrayals out there. And understand, you're going to continually be betrayed. And you know what? If there was, let's say, 5 people in your family, you'd be the only one probably awake. Try to find me a couple where the husband and the wife are awake and on the same path of enlightenment. I did say enlightenment, and that's not a religious thing. Everybody should turn the light on, because then they could see where they're going. And the light is actually inside yourself, and it's an understanding that you will never betray yourself again. Let's see if you can get through Friday, Saturday, and Sunday without betraying yourself on Monday. Okay? Let's see if you can do that. And then guess what? Most of you don't even know what betrayal is, because guess what? You think and you drink and you eat like the majority of the population. So you think that if you make a 10% change in your life, that it's going to just change everything. Every day I take about maybe, 20 to 50 calls, because I give my number out, as you can see. And the reality is this. People will come to me and they'll go, "My cancer came back." Okay, or "I've done so much to try to get well." No, you have to take massive personal action, and you have to get rid of all the betrayal out there. And understand that. That means that you will not be able to do 90 to 95% of everything that your family, your friends, and the rest of the world is doing. And I was low on that number, because that's 98 to 98%. I would only do 1% what the majority does, and that might be breathing, and I would definitely do it better. That might be smiling, and I'll definitely do it better, and I'll do it all day long, no matter what happens. Somebody like me has explosions going on kind of all the time, but you've got to expect these explosions when you're not going to betray yourself, and you're going to betray all the other systems out there, because you don't fit in, okay? And understand, if you want to fit in, you're going to get done in, okay? Now, I might come on today again, but what I've got a list of people here, and I'm going to be doing what we call Real People, Real Healing, and I'll be coming on and doing consultations on people with certain conditions, so that we can get the word out, okay, that you've been ruled, schooled, and fooled. No, seriously though, take a look at your family, and take a look at how your family waits until they're in pain, they have total stiffness, they're suffering. They feel like they just, I can't take this anymore. I can't live anymore. Well, who could with that kind of program? I'm going to say something right now. Why is it so difficult to get it into our heads that we need a strategy from the moment we rise until we close our eyes? Why is it so difficult for you to understand that you cannot do or act like your family, your friends, or the rest of the world? Why is it so hard for you to understand that you are never going to fulfill your purpose, your destiny, and realize that you are not just a genius, but you are an amazing creation by God Almighty? You need to walk away, and I'm going to tell you something, and those of you that are highly religious are not going to like this, so you might want to just turn it off right now or go to the bathroom, okay? And that's this. If you can't get to a point in your life that you don't have to ask for forgiveness from anyone or anything, and if you can't get to a point that you don't feel like you've gone to judgment jail because you're not a good girl, you're a bad girl, you're a bad boy. If you can't get to the point that you shouldn't have to forgive yourself for anything, all you need to do is observe and learn. That's it. They have set up all these rules so that we will judge ourselves, and we will allow them to judge us so that we'll go into judgment jail, so that we will betray ourselves and stay there. Now, I want, as many things and as many sins that you've done and many things that you've failed, I've never failed and I've never sinned. Oh, now I'm the devil. I get it. Okay, that's just great. Or whatever. The reality is this. I came down on this planet, okay, and guess what? My parents were already adulterated. I came down as a spirit being infused into a physical body, and I've always loved the best I could. I've always done the best I could, but my belief system sucked. I get it. I get it. My belief systems are not sucking the energy out of me or anybody else anymore. The reality is this, you know how they say that we need to practice forgiveness? Well, what if you could get to the point that you never had to forgive anyone? Because you have to understand, people don't change. It's very rare. So if you forgive someone and they do it again, what are you going to do? Forgive them again, but you're going to get angry first. And then you're going to go, okay, I forgive you because that's the way of the Lord. Well, what if we didn't judge them and we didn't have to forgive them and then nobody had to suffer? What if we said that this person has a very toxic program, whether it's something they eat, think, or drink, and I'm not going to hang out with them? Okay, I'm going to move on. Hey, I really love you, but the reality is you're trying to kill yourself, and I don't want to participate. And the reality is I've said that to my family, and they know that I totally love them, and I'm not judging them. I just don't want to participate. Is it okay if I don't? If I love and honor and respect myself, we're not allowed to do that. You go ahead and betray yourself and nobody's going to say a word. Nobody's going to say a word. There's nobody fixing people out there. Man, I can't wait until I get back to Canada where all the homeless are, okay? I haven't seen, and have you seen any homeless people in Puerto Rico? Maybe we've gone to the wrong place. But you know what? And even in Mexico, I didn't see, when I was living there, homeless people. But there's homeless people all over the place. And understand, especially in Canada and the United States, well, this is all meant to be and this is the way it's going to be. You have to understand something. You got to stop betraying yourself. You got to stop judging people. It's not going to do anything. You can observe them, but you better let yourself off the hook. Okay, let me see here. I've got some questions here. There was something here about whenever I drink the coffee with black gold in it, it is so good that I say, thank you, Daryl. Let me tell you something. If you get yourself a structure water unit, it's about this big. Lori, will you grab it for me?
Yeah, we put C60 in ours too.
I know, but if you don't tell all our secrets. Okay, here. Somebody said, why isn't Lori on the videos more often? Well, because I don't think she really wants to be. There's only one ham in this family. Honey, do you want to go on the video right now?
No.
See, there you go. Okay. I keep her hidden in a cage. Okay, so this is a structure unit, everyone. This is the Doc of Detox structure unit. Now, guess what? Why would you ever want to buy this? Well, for one thing, I'll give you a couple things. If you actually, if you actually structure your water and then you put it in your coffee maker, now you got structured water. If you actually take your coffee grounds in your coffee maker and then you put black gold on top of the coffee grounds, now we got structured water going through the black gold. Once it goes through that, I'm going to tell you something. I hope everybody knows that my black gold, my black diamond, and all my humic and all my fulvic, we are the only ones in the world that actually process humic and fulvic without any chemicals. Did you get that? Hard to believe? Well, challenge me on it. So anyways, we have the only fulvic that you can actually put in your eyes and it will reverse eye disorders. And you can put the fulvic in your eyes and it dumps off 70 micronutrients and it'll pick up 300 to 600 times its weight in heavy metals and acidity. That's why if you put that in your eyes, you're just going to go, oh my God, I can't believe this, because blue light is poisoning everybody's eyes. 10,000 teenagers actually are getting cataracts. Isn't that cool? They're being diagnosed with cataracts every day. Isn't that something? And it's all about blue light poisoning because it's actually damaging their brain, and then the eyes get coated with this hard crystalline to try to protect the brain. Nobody understands that. Nobody. Go talk to your eye doctor. You'll think you're crazy, because anybody that has been anybody that goes to a government regulated, approved, I don't care, school, university, college, they're not learning much, are they? No, they're learning how to barely make a living. They're not learning about passion and purpose and following through on their dreams. Anyway, structure water. So you can structure your water first, but you should structure everything. You should put your juice, everything you drink, you should be putting through here, okay? And you'll structure it. What that means is you lower the surface tension so it can hydrate 1,000% better into your cells, and that means to get the nutrition in and to get the toxins out. Now you're going to say, well, I don't believe that. Well, that's cool. What happens is structuring is actually a frequency. What else is structured? Rainwater, fast-moving rivers, waterfalls. That's why down at the pool we're swimming in, they've got a fountain going in the pool, and then they've got a couple waterfalls, and that structures the water. Isn't that cool? So that protects you. And when you structure water, even if there's chemicals in it, it won't bother you. You could swim underwater and you wouldn't burn your eyes. And that's the truth. So structured water will actually lower the surface tension. But what happens is when you drink structured water, you drink structured coffee, you are protected against any heavy metals, any chemical poisoning, which these guys are poisoning everything. They're poisoning everything. Does everybody know this? If you see a sticker on any of your organic fruits and vegetables, and it's APEEL, that's called a peel. Do you know what that is? That's GMO vegetable oils made by little Billy, you know, the same Billy that's spraying the clouds, okay? He has put this on organic vegetables. They have to put this on there, APEEL, okay? And don't you dare buy those vegetables. So you start looking. They have to put that on there. And that is GMO vegetable oil, and it will tear your guts apart. You cannot clean it. You cannot wash it. Once it goes on that organic vegetable, it's toast. And see, you're getting ripped off again. So guess what? Unless you're going to betray them, okay, you're betraying yourself. So you take the structured water unit, and if you get organic, if you put your organic fruits and vegetables or your whole grains in structured water, you've protected yourself against these psychos. Now, if you buy a structured unit from us and you don't like it and you think after 90 days, Dr. Wolf just ripped me off, just mail it back to me, please. Now, you can run, okay, your wine through this. You can run your beer through this, your alcohol through this. And guess what? You're going to get buzzed faster, but it's not going to poison your liver. Oh, did you hear what I just said? It'll protect you from the heavy metals, and it'll buffer down and protect you from the high sugars, which alcohol is. I'm not trying to tell you to drink every day. My God, drinking is not great. I don't drink. I'm not interested in drinking. It's the wrong frequency. The reality is it will protect you. And so understand, you want to get protected. And most of you, if you buy wine and it's not organic, you're getting 125 chemicals in there. If you even just put through 2 ounces of wine through here and then put that 2 ounces back into the bottle, the 1 quart structured, the 1 quart of wine, put 2 ounces back in there, structures the whole thing. You could drink the whole quart of wine. You're not going to have a hangover tomorrow. You think I'm wrong? You watch. go ahead and do it. And this never breaks down, never wears out. Now, Lori, is this the truth? We don't buy bottled water. We put this under any tap we go around the world. Is that true? We don't have a filter.
That's true.
And so now you're going to go, oh, now I'm not going to follow him because he's that stupid. Let me tell you something. The rain that comes down is structured by the ozone layer. If it wasn't, with the chemtrails, with the acid rain, don't you think it would harm the birds, the bees, the flowers, the trees, the crops, the microorganisms in the soil? Why isn't it? Because it's structured. Now, when I structure anything and I drink that and it goes into my body, it has a frequency from the structuring. Because understand, frequency, the invisible overrides the physical. Frequency changes everything. I didn't get rid of anything, but I protected myself against everything. Try to wrap your head around that. That's called fourth phase water. Now, when I drink anything that I've structured, when it goes in and it comes near a cell, the cell has what we call, oh boy, it just slipped me. We have a valve in every cell and it's called the aquaporin channel, and it gives off a frequency. And when your water or your liquid that you take in is already structured, guess what happens? A cell droplet, it has 2,500 layers. It actually strings itself out like a choo-choo train, goes directly in. So just think if you were to structure all your nutritional things, how much better would that work? How many people know that your body has to structure everything you drink? Okay, everything you drink, or it can't get in the cells. So wouldn't you want to save all that energy? So you know what people are doing? So anyways, yesterday I get a call. And this naturopathic doctor calls me and wants some advice. So I go, okay, so what are you doing for yourself? She's got breast cancer, otherwise stage 4 inflammation. We don't call it cancer here. We call it stage 4 inflammation because you know that you can deal with that. But if somebody says cancer, you think it's a death sentence, and then you've already written yourself off. Everything is an image and then a thought and then a frequency, right? Well, anyways, I said, so what are you doing for yourself? I said, are you drinking enough water? Because water is one of the main things to heal. And she goes, yes, I'm drinking 3 quarts of reverse osmosis water. And when I can't get that, I do distilled because I really want to detoxify. And I said, you can't even find those waters in nature. Those aren't structured. That's not going to be nourishing you. I said, when you drink those, I guarantee you still feel thirsty, that you feel heavy in your stomach, and you're not getting your nutrition delivered. Do some homework. I said, look at structured water. Nature does it best. Just think about this. Welcome to the game where God's not going to get involved because we have been given everything that we need to rise above and take our life back and take the world back. And if we're not going to, well, that's your business if you don't want to do it, right? The reality is that, that we already know the game. Why is it that the atmosphere, ozone layer, will actually structure the water that comes down? Well, because of the poisoning. And because also it's to feed all the crops. It's to feed nature. And when structured water will hydrate, 1,000% better than any water. Than Kangen water, distilled, structured, filtered, ozone. Are we done yet? And guess what? This will never break down. And you can run anything through it. Okay? All right, so definitely when I make my coffee, okay, if I were to get a coffee, I would run it through here. I would add C60 to it, MCT C60, 1 teaspoon to it, and I put a sprinkle of black diamond in. When I have like a drip coffee maker, then I'll have my organic coffee grounds. I'll put the black gold on top. I'll structure the water. It will come through. And then what I'll do is I'll put a little bit of 1 teaspoon of C60 into my coffee. And then I'll put a sprinkle of black diamond. And now we're going to have people on here going, oh my God, he drinks coffee. Well, guess what? I just got more nutrition. And that coffee was healing. That was not. You never get anxiety. You never get the up and get the down. Understand that. How do you clean the structural water unit? Well, after every usage, if it's water, we'll just run some hot water through it. You can let this sit in apple cider vinegar or just in vinegar. It'll clean it out. You can put this on the top shelf of your dishwasher and it'll clean it out. Okay? All right? And if you run the structured water through here once, twice, 3 times, try this. But don't do this at the beginning, if you can run it through 7 times, any more than that's ridiculous. But every time you run it through, you will have more energy in the water. How many people know that when you structure water and you drink it, it releases hydrogen into your body? So, you know, you can buy like a Kangen water machine, very expensive, and there's nothing wrong with it. If you want that kind of thing, I think it's great. But this will also release hydrogen. It's called a structured water unit. You find it at, where do you find it? store.docofdetox.com. You can also read the literature, watch the videos. But the reality is this never breaks down. You can give this, you can just pass this on, okay? So what it's doing is it's causing the water to flow in all directions at the same time. So what it's doing is actually getting rid of the memory of everybody who drank it. You know, you don't want to drink water of somebody who was in a pissed off mood, because that frequency gets picked up by the water. You do know that water is the best messenger carrier on the planet. It carries messages and it carries information. It collects light. And did you know that structured water will hold more information and more light? But when you structure this, it erases everybody that ever drank it, and it can still have the physical components of toxins, but it's never going to touch your cells. Wrap your head around that. Then you're going to say to me, well, that can't be true. Well, guess what? I'm just going to dial 10 digits here, and I'm going to talk to somebody in China in about 1 minute. Did you hear what I just said? Now, if I were to go back 30, 40 years and tell somebody I'm going to do that, they'd say that's a lie. So what are you going to say? You're going to say that this isn't true either. And the reality is, if here's the deal. Betray or pay. Some of you have been programmed to live in this little tiny box called your subconscious. Meanwhile, your subconscious is 90% of your brain, and it actually decides what you're going to do and how you're going to screw yourself all day long. And that's it. And we're not even conscious of it. Coffee does not have some good qualities. I make it with cinnamon, black gold, and well, guess what? I think I'm doing just fine, thank you. And you know what? I think I'll keep this little habit because I really enjoy the taste. My coffee's organic, okay? And I put C60 and Black Diamond. You've never tasted coffee like this in your life, okay? And the reality is, really? Okay, why don't you come and follow me around and then tell me that I live a toxic life? And if I'm going to go have a cup of coffee today, okay, really? Are we going to pick on that? Take the same person that says, hey, oh, you drink coffee? We should see what they do during the day. Oh my gosh. You know, I like the buzz, thank you. And there's a lot of other buzzes that I'd pay for more. I love coffee too, my only non-nutritional intake, but it's not. It is the highest nutritional intake. Once you actually run it through a structured water unit, you put Black Diamond, you put C60 into it, it is totally nutritional. Don't tell me that. Go check the vibration, check the frequency, see how you feel on it. Are you feeling like this? Or are you feeling like, yeah, I got this? Okay? All right? Humic crystals, Black Diamond, caused huge cramps, won't take it again. Okay, Layla, you don't understand. You weren't drinking enough water. You drink structured water, and you start slowly with the, what do you think, Black Diamond crystals? They're called Black Diamond crystals, Layla. And understand something. They have a high frequency. And Layla, you're very toxic. Because those Black Diamond crystals, they will grab heavy metals. They will grab any type of virus. And viruses are just chemical poisoning from your cells. Okay, viruses can't jump even 1 inch. All right? They'll grab viruses. They'll grab heavy metals. They'll grab any negative microorganism. They'll also latch on to parasites. How many people know that Black Diamond, Black Gold are the best parasite removers, best heavy metal removers? They alkaline the body and balance the pH better than anything else. So, and they also get rid of fungus. So they get rid of all parasites, doesn't matter what it is. So now, Layla, I just talked to you this morning. I don't even know why you say this. Sometimes it's crazy. You know what? I'm going to tell you, if I give something high vibrational to somebody that's very toxic, okay? Remember something. So here's the person here. I give something that's way up here, That's a big leap, right? So you can't use the regular dosage of 1/8 of a teaspoon. You would have to actually go to 1/20th of a teaspoon, or just even a few grains sprinkled into your water or into your drink to start off with, because it is the strongest magnet for heavy metals, worms, and fungus, and it drops off 70 micronutrients into your brain, your blood, and your cells. There is no negative side effects here, Layla, just negative side effects because you aren't drinking enough water, of structured water, and you need to start slower. Let me tell you something right now. It's the same thing. Get somebody that eats a really good diet and then give them what the majority of the population eats, and it would make me sick instantly. And then the person will say to me, oh, well, some health nut you are, Dr. Wolf. All you did was eat a little bit of Chinese food, and now you feel nauseous. Meanwhile, all I did was burp and fart a little bit. Well, the reality is my body's alert, and if something comes into my body that's toxic, it's going to make me feel nauseous because it's going to say, don't do that again. Now, for you, Layla, and I know you, and I know your lifestyle, and I know how you stress, you need to start off with a few grains of black diamond in anything you do, and then work your way up slowly. And that's it. And then you noticed it was the black diamond. The black gold didn't bother you. So just so everybody knows, somebody's asking here. Black gold will totally cleanse you of heavy metals and parasites, fungal, bacterial, viral, and worms from your mouth to your anus. And then the black diamond will actually do your blood, your brain, and your cells. There's nothing like it in the world. If you do just a little bit of these two every day, guess what? And do daily cleansing tea, all right? You just eliminate 85 to 90% of your symptoms. But you stay on these things. Daily cleansing tea has no laxatives, no stimulants, and it actually helps to support 7 of your detox organs, because the human body is mainly a detox organ. And the reality is we need help with that because these buggers are poisoning us. Air, water, food, mind, landmine. Are we getting this yet? And then our family eats crap, so they want us to eat crap, but they don't think they're eating crap. They just want to feed us what they think is food. Seriously? So understand, it's going to be very difficult for you to honor, love, and respect yourself and betray the systems out there because they've got the majority on their side, and the herd is going to just squeal like, as soon as you start to want to take your life back. Yeah, and you understand something. Guess what? You ever try to do something good for yourself and you made your family feel uncomfortable? Welcome to my world. But guess what? They can be uncomfortable all day long if they want, because I'm not betraying myself. I'm betraying the system that actually has my family, my friends, and everybody else programmed to off themselves, and they're definitely not going to, I'm not going for the ride, okay? So that's it. Let me see here. See if there's anything else. There's a lot. Yeah, that's right. So understand something. Appeal, A-P-E-E-L. It's a little sticker. You'll find it on organic foods now. And if it's got that, it's not organic anymore. It's GMO vegetable oil. You cannot wash it out. And do not spend your money. You're better off to just buy normal fruit and vegetables, because the appeal sticker has to be on there. And then put your normal fruits and vegetables, even if they're not organic, in structured water, and it neutralizes the negative effects. I'm not kidding. I'm not making it up. Go ahead. Drink a glass of structured water. See how lightly it goes down. Then go drink a glass of distilled or reverse osmosis or even Kangen or even filtered. It will not have that light effect. Okay, light effect, because structured water has more light in it than any other. Okay, let me see if there's any others. What's your take on apple cider vinegar? I think it's really good. It helps to balance your pH. It has trace minerals, but it upsets me. I'm not really an apple cider vinegar guy. If I get heartburn or a little bit of heartburn, I used to get it when I was younger, I would take like baking soda, right? Not baking powder, but baking soda. And like a rounded teaspoon of baking soda, and I would put that into a warm glass of water, and I would buffer down. Believe it or not, it's really healthy for you. Those people anybody there that has like a hiatal hernia, has heartburn, acid reflux, has a heart problem, has high blood pressure, you better be taking around a teaspoon of baking soda twice a day. A glass in the morning, another one in the early afternoon, and you're going to feel much better. I'd rather you didn't blow yourself up or you burn yourself out with all this acid. You need to buffer that down, okay? Do it on an emptier stomach when you do it, and watch how it will make you feel better. Can Wolf Non-Surgical help a tilted pelvis? No, it won't help it. It'll correct it, okay? And a tilted pelvis gets tilted because of infection, then inflammation, and anything that's inflamed will cause it to dehydrate, right? Inflame. If I have a flame, it's going to get the moisture out of the air. If I have a flame in my pelvis from the infection from pooping in my pelvis, and understand something, everybody on here poops in their pelvis. How much? I don't know. But you'll know by the symptoms you have and by the so-called diseases you have. So infection creates inflammation. Inflammation causes scar tissue formation. And when we have scar tissue, you know what happens? Well, it shrinks, doesn't it? Have you ever had beef jerky? You can get a 1/4 inch of beef jerky that used to be about 1 inch thick muscle, and now it's only a 1/4 inch. It used to be 1 inch or even 1.5 inches, and it's called dehydration. So when you have dehydration, you're shortening your ligaments, shortening your tendons, shortening your muscles, so then your pelvis will tilt. Okay? All right? Hold on. So whether we're talking about muscles, we're talking about tendons, okay? Every time, do you ever say this? I have a knot in my neck. I feel like my back's going to go out. Well, that's because you have scar tissue wrapped around your SI joint. Or you might even feel it here. This is all scar tissue. So if I tie a knot in this rope, does that make it longer or shorter? That's the same knot you say you have here. That's the knot you have in your breast. And then guess what? You want to go and get that knot cut out, don't you? That fibroid, okay? Well, guess what? That is not smart, because it'll cause more surgery. It'll cause more scar tissue than anything else, because that's what surgery does. And guess what? Did you get the knot because of lack of surgery? Or did you get the knot because you have scar tissue there because you had inflammation and it's trying to protect you? Or you could have it down in your pelvis, right? Called a fibroid, okay? It doesn't matter where. So if I create scar tissue and I have inflammation, guess what? It's going to tie a knot in things. Now, is this rope longer or shorter? It's shorter. So that's why you don't have your flexion anymore in your extension. That's why you're not flexible, okay? You're not flexible anymore because you're a piece of beef jerky. Let me tell you something. There is no old age. Yes, I'm getting older in age. I'll be 67. But do I act old? No. You're getting old because you're a scar tissue issue. The more scar tissue you have, the more operations you're going to have. The more scar tissue you have, the more blocks you're going to have. The more scar tissue you have, the more pain you're going to suffer. The more stiffness you're going to have, the more swelling. Well, do you know why you have swelling in your legs? Because you have beaver dams in your pelvis. You have blocks of calcium and scar tissue in your knee. It could be anywhere in your body. There's only one disease, and that's inflammation, and that causes scar tissue formation and displaced calcium. And all of this can be reversed, but don't believe me, because I'm just a whack job, okay? Oh, I'm not even a doctor. You see, I'm not going to betray myself, and I'm not going to feel bad because other people will betray themselves or say that we don't deserve to talk to people or treat people. Well, we don't treat people. We train them. We want everyone to become their own practitioner. You want to check us out at BraveHeartNation.com. We're now called BHN University. That's right. We're a new university. We're called New World Practitioners. And we're going to go out there and teach anyone that has the desire to become a practitioner, to heal themselves, or to become a doctor. And there are no rules. You come with passion, you come with purpose. And understand, I will betray every system out there. Betray it how? Not attack it. Ignore it. Ignore it. Ignore every system out there. And if you got to drive an extra half an hour to go and feed your body beauty, then you do it. Just remember something. You're betraying yourself every time that you follow the majority. And guess what? Don't complain and don't explain. Just jump off the pain train. All right? I'll talk to you later. I got to get my bun on the run. Okay, I'm going for a haircut. Bye, everybody. Oh, by the way, check me out in Barrie. Not Barrie. Where are we going? Kelowna first.
Barrie.
We're on our way to Barrie?
Barrie.
See, I don't even know where I'm going. I'm going to Barrie. Check out. I'm doing about 4 or 5 lectures there. And we're also doing a whole life coach certification. It's not too late to join. Okay? That'll be in 2 weeks. About 2 weeks, right, honey?
Yeah.
2 weeks. And then I can't keep up with the dates, guys. And then I'll be doing a whole life coach certification. Dr. Sage Wolf will be doing a Wolf non-surgical certification. Then we'll be doing a 3-day pelvic certification. Oh yeah, but I get it. I know, I get it. You're not worth it. You're not worth the time or the money. I get it. It's okay. And I'll never be offended by that because your beliefs are not your beliefs. Okay. We've been programmed by mommy and daddy that they weren't worth it either. And their parents weren't worth it either. Your friends aren't worth it either. You know, you're only worth what you're worth, and your imagination is the greatest gift you've ever been given by God. You might want to decide to return it back on and stop letting somebody else tell you what to do or how to live. That might be a good idea. Let's see if you can get through today and Saturday and Sunday without eating, drinking, or thinking one poisonous thing. God bless.